From Fox 14, the right news at the right time. This is Fox 14, your morning news.
Arkansas underwater. The flooding experts say it is historic, and how residents are now picking up the pieces.
And a crane slices through a Dallas apartment complex, leaving one person dead and several others injured. Hear from witnesses there when it happened.
Plus, the Mississippi River could get a new port. Will it help you get to bigger cities faster? Details coming up. Good morning, folks. Time now 7 a.m. Thank you for waking up with us on Fox 14. I'm Bodie Brooks.
And I'm Randy Ayala. Happy Monday to you.
Happy Monday. How are you
So
doing?
far, so good. I mean, it's the start of a, work week, but, I can't complain. Had a good weekend.
We had a great Sunday. Went to church, went to Cracker Barrel.
That's right.
Met some of our viewers. You guys were very sweet. Nice to meet all of you.
Good deal.
Reed had a great Sunday. His team won.
Yeah, that's right.
Team won. It was a great Sunday. Went golfing this weekend. Went to
Nice.
golfing?
I saw.
I didn't
the
know you
drive.
golf.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
I saw a video.
not a good golfer, but I like to golf.
Yeah, I did.
Went over to Frenchman's Bend. It's a
I
great
saw.
course.
Yeah, that was cool.
It's a good time.
Spencer, right?
Yeah, with Spencer, Jared's wife,
Awesome.
the Landry's Saturday night. There's a lot going on. FSC won. Not a bad weekend. You got nice weather in the forecast. The cold front's passing through today. Believe it or not, we got some nice dry weather on tap. Lots of sunshine. Temperatures warming up to the mid to upper 80s. There it is. The sun's been up for an hour now. We got 13 more hours to go. So enjoy that. Still humid out now, but nice weather on the way. Going to bring you those details in a few minutes. That's your forecast first.
Thank you, Reed. Floodwaters in Arkansas have reached a level that many are calling historic.
Many residents there hope that the worst is now behind them, and Fox's Ben Brown reports affected residents are now looking to take the next step in recovery in this morning's top story.
Residents have begun making their way by boat to see what's left of their homes following historic flooding in Arkansas that turned neighborhoods into lakes.
This is the first time I've been over here in a while. Yeah, I see the windows are all steamed up, and I opened the windows, which that's not doing no good.
The house of retired firefighter Bart Moore is completely underwater.
I lost my wife about a year and a half ago, and we built this house. Everything was like she wanted it. I'm gonna probably tear it down as bad as I hate to.
Communities like Dardanelle, Fort Smith, and Pine Bluff all felt significant impacts from the floodwaters as the Arkansas River reached record heights.
We've had flooding in the past, but not of this magnitude, not at these levels. We're talking about reaching well above 51 feet. It's just devastating to have so many people displaced in these houses.
Some residents only had time to grab a few belongings before evacuating.
I got like 2 sets of shorts and 2 shirts, and that's about it.
Now they're shifting their focus to moving forward with cleanup efforts.
And I'm in the acceptance stage of what's going on. And it's just, just got to pick up and go on from here.
Some of the houses here behind me are completely submerged in water, and authorities say it could take months until residents can start settling back in. In Pine Bluff, Arkansas, Ben Brown, Fox News.
Now to a crime alert this morning. A former Louisiana deputy is arrested in connection to an infant rape. We warn you, the details of the story are very graphic. Authorities say Shadrick Jones, now a former deputy with the Iberville Parish Sheriff's Office, allegedly filmed the rape of a 1-year-old boy by his own mother. The alleged incident happened Thursday, June 6th, about 30 minutes after Jones ended his shift. The St. Gabriel police chief says Jones coerced the mother to perform a sex act on her son to avoid being arrested for failure to appear on a traffic violation. He is charged with pornography with juvenile, principal to first-degree rape, and malfeasance in office. The police chief says it is the worst crime he has ever seen.
I have never seen anything so disgusting and sickening in my life. I also have reached out to the Baton Rouge Office of Homeland Security to see if we can bring other federal charges. He's just disgusting to the badge, and I tell the public, they got more good officers than bad. Every now and then we run into a bad apple, and we have to put him away. And that's what I think Mr. John is, a bad apple.
Authorities say the video is about 2 minutes and was filmed on Jones's personal phone. Police did not gain custody of his phone, however, because it was linked to another device. They were able to confirm that that video belonged to Jones.
To Texas now, where officials in Dallas say it will take a lot more time to find out why a crane fell over and crashed into a neighboring apartment building. One woman was killed and at least 6 others were hurt Sunday afternoon. Multiple collapses were reported in the building. Decks of a parking garage fell on top of each other, crushing cars. In the living spaces, several floors collapsed when the crane bashed a hole in the roof and along the side of the structure. Rescue crews had to send in trained dogs to help them search for victims. The crane fell during a heavy thunderstorm. The Weather Service says winds were clocked at 70 miles per hour. This morning, we're hearing from witnesses who say they just can't believe what they saw.
And I just look up as I hear the metal bling, 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 and you just see the building or the crane coming down into the building.
Highly grateful. I could have been dead. The man next door, I believe he sustained like very critical injuries to his neck. He could not move. He couldn't stand. 2 people had to grab him and take him out.
The apartment management company is putting residents up in hotels and giving them money for food. Efforts are underway to escort them into their units to pick up medicine and other necessities.
A man missing for nearly 7 days in an Arkansas forest was found alive and okay. Search teams in the Washita National Forest found Joshua McClatchy in a remote area about 100 miles from Little Rock on Friday night. That is according to Joshua's sister. McClatchy was from Fort Worth, Texas, was hiking when he ended up in a wilderness area. Rescue teams took turns carrying him out of the area. He is now at a hospital recovering from dehydration. His sister said the team made a heroic effort.
Vicksburg is looking at the possibility of a new $125 million port on the southern Mississippi River. The Vicksburg Post says the city has hired an engineering firm to do a feasibility study, and the mayor of Vicksburg, George Flaggs Jr., says they'll examine if they should expand the current port on the Yazoo Canal or build an entirely new port that will grant easier access to cities like New Orleans.
New tariffs against Mexico were originally scheduled to take effect today, but President Trump says he received a signed agreement on immigration and is suspending his threatened tariffs on Mexico indefinitely. The president tweeted Friday that Mexico has taken strong measures to stem the tide of immigration through Mexico to the southern border. Last month, more than 144,000 migrants crossed the southern border, the most in 13 years. On Friday, Mexico had offered to send 6,000 of its National Guard troops to Guatemala to cut off migrants headed to the U.S. border.
Well, visitors at the Monroe Zoo had the opportunity to walk like an Egyptian. The zoo held its Zubilation Strut Like Tut event Saturday, featuring Tut the friendly camel. Kids and their families had the chance to snap some pics with Tut, and replicas of ancient pyramids and sand gave guests a true ancient Egyptian experience.
I want to see all kinds of animals. Camels are my favorite animals.
We're looking forward to actually getting to take this picture with Tut.
In addition to all the other zoo animals, zoogoers also had plenty of food and music to go along with this Egyptian trip. All right, you've got only 2 days left to donate to our Homeless Veterans Food Drive. Please help us top the 10.5 tons we collected last year.
You can drop off your donations at a Max Fresh Market. In fact, they have a special thing at Max. I purchased one myself. They already have $5 bags put together, so you don't have to think about what you have to get to help. Max Fresh Markets is one of this year's partners, also including the United Way and the Wellspring. So through June 12th, that is this Wednesday, folks, you can drop off any non-perishable food items at any Max Fresh Market in Monroe or West Monroe, the Jackson Street Church of Christ, First United Methodist Church in Monroe, and right here at the Fox 14 Studios in West Monroe. Together, we can get our homeless veterans the support they need. Coming up after the break, find out more about how you can help with this year's food drive.
And we'll give you an inside look at the process and how your neighbors are weighing in. But first, here is Reed with a look at your commute cast.
Commute's looking good. Sun's been up for over an hour now, and we've got, well, warm and humid conditions still, but a cold front's passing through today. Still going to get up into the mid to upper 80s this afternoon, but dry air is filling in. By tomorrow morning, it is going to feel totally different. Not quite like summer. It's hard to complain about that. Details coming up after the break here on Fox 14, your morning news.
Good morning. I'm Paul Hutchison with Homeland Bank. This morning, I'm back again with Lee Michael Estes, our Tower Drive branch manager. Lee Michael's going to give us some insight into internet and mobile banking. Lee Michael, what do you have for us?
Thanks, Bob. Online or mobile banking refers to the ability to perform your everyday banking tasks such as monitoring account balances, transferring funds between accounts, bill payment, and mobile deposit, all from the convenience of your home or mobile device. With a simple click of a mouse or swipe of a finger, customers conduct all their business on their time whenever they need to. This really allows the customer are to break out the constructs of the banking hours, and if they have a cluttered or busy schedule, simply can't make it in. They conduct their business on the go or whenever it's convenient for them. Some of the safety tips to ensure that you have the safest banking experience online is always be sure don't log on to your online or mobile banking on a public Wi-Fi. Keep your security up to date on your mobile devices or home computer. Don't give out your log on to anyone you don't know. And if you do log into a foreign device, be sure to log out once you're complete.
Sounds good. Thank you, Lee Michael. Everyone, please join us again next Monday as we talk about financial scams and fraud. We'll see you next week.